My collection, my rules. Hi everyone, welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and in this video I'm going to outline 5 simple rules that I use to help me navigate this expensive but fun hobby. Before I get started, there's absolutely no right or wrong way to collect. You do whatever you want. At the end of the day, you're going to work, you are paying your bills, so therefore no one can tell you how to collect or how you should and shouldn't collect. These are just 5 simple rules that I use. Maybe you'll get some value. If you do, like and subscribe, and maybe you don't, that's fair enough. Let me know in the comment section what you do to help you navigate the hobby. All right, let's get started. Rule number 1, it's really boring, but it's really important. Bills come first. This is a hobby, it should be fun. So therefore, I use my discretionary income or part of my discretionary income to fund this hobby. It's really important for me that I pay the mortgage first, pay the bills first, electricity, car loan, put some money away, savings, pension, whatever that is. Get that out of the way first, because I've seen people spend a lot of money, get themselves in a lot of debt, rack up a lot of pre-orders, and when the bills come, they're having to cancel. And look, that's perfectly okay. Everyone's situation changes. Maybe you lose your job, or you have a kid, or maybe you're saving for a house, whatever, and your situation changes. But for me, I want to avoid that kind of potential stress, so pay the bills first. Rule number 2, is it a triple threat? And if you've been following the channel, bear with me, you've heard me explain this 1,000 times, but if you haven't, what is a triple threat? Quite simply, if I'm going to part with my hard-earned cash for one of these high quality but highly expensive figures, then it has to be a triple threat. And this is a rule I follow 90% of the time. Basically, I have to love the character, love the source material, and love that version of the character. Simple example, Iron Man Mark III 2.0 that was recently released by HotToys. Do I love the character Iron Man? Yes. Do I love the source material? The 2008 Iron Man movie that launched the MCU? Absolutely. And number 3, do I love that version? It's the Mark III. It's the first real on-screen version of the Iron Man suit, the one that we're used to with the red and gold. It's absolutely iconic, and that figure is an absolute banger. So that's an example of a triple threat. So 90% of the time, maybe even higher actually, 95% of the time, if something's in my collection, it's a triple threat. Number 3, this is really important but kind of hard to answer. Will I like this figure in 10 years? Now some examples are very easy. The Robocop from the 1987 movie, the Robocop with the chair, absolutely amazing figure. I've liked that character since I saw the movie when I was way too young to be watching that movie. And I will like that character in that movie to basically the rest of my life. DX-13 Terminator, T-800 Terminator, the rooted in our 2-pack from the Dark Knight, the DX-19, the Mark III that I just mentioned. All of these characters and all these different versions and armors and suits and these particular figures, they're from movies and TV shows that I absolutely love, and I will like them in 10 years time. Then if you take other things like, for example, John Wick, I really like the John Wick franchise. I enjoyed all 4 movies. I think that John Wick 4 figure is going to be amazing, but will I like it in 10 years? If the answer is no, then I shouldn't really get it, because I'm probably buying into FOMO and hype, and then I might end up turning around and selling it in a year or 2 times at a loss. I didn't get into this hobby to make money. There are far easier ways of making money, but I don't want to make a loss. But I'll accept I'll have to sell some at a loss, so therefore it makes sense for me to give a bit more thought, be a bit more disciplined, and go, will I like this in 10 years time? If the answer is definitely no, no point in buying it. I pass a lot of things that look cool, or I pass on a lot of things that I like to get the things that I love. Rule number 4, can I display it? I don't want to buy any of these figures, or small vehicles like the Batpod, or large vehicles like the, Jazz Inc. 1989 Batmobile that I have on order, and leave them in the box. That just seems ridiculous to me. If you do it, fair enough, but for me, if I'm buying something, I'm displaying something. Furthermore, if I'm buying something, especially these large vehicles, I need to have a plan. I need to either have a place ready to display that particular piece, or at least be putting a plan in place so that when I get that, then I can actually display it. So if I cannot display, I simply do not pay. And finally, rule number 5, can I pay for it? It's not the same as the first one. The first rule, if you remember, is pay the bills first. But this one here is not as simple as, can I pay for it? Sure I can, get the credit card and pay for it. I think that's a bad way to look at things, because those bills add up, and eventually those figures get released, they get shipped, and whether you're putting a pre-order for something or you're putting something on a credit card, those bills will come back. You'll have to pay them. So for example, in our rooted 4-pack, that's $1,500, and then with shipping could be a bit more as well. Yeah, you could just pay 10% or 20% deposit, fine. You could put on a payment plan, fine. But I like to be able to go can I pay for that today? Am I able to go into my bank account, pay for that today? If the answer is no, that's a red flag for me, and I'm gonna have to either rethink that or just don't go with it. Okay folks, that's the end of the video. So if you want to support the channel, please like the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Let me know if you use any of these rules or what rules work for you. You can also follow me on Instagram and on X. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.